evidences of evolution. Collective thinking upon all above mentioned theory implies that evolution is everlasting process of changes. It has not stopped. It is continuously going on. However, it needs proof to prove it. So following are some of the evidences of evolution. The first evidence is morphological evidence. Observe the following images and note the similarities between the animal and plant images. Various similarities like the structure of mouth, the position of eyes, structure of nostrils and ear pinna, and thickly distributed hair. These are the common characteristic in all these animals. May it be dog, sheep or wolf. All of the three, they have these characteristics. The structure of the mouth, then the structure of the nostrils, then the ear pinna and hair. So these are the common properties in all these animals. Similarly, in case of plants like this mango, chiku and guava, you see similar characters like leaf shape, leaf venation, leaf petiole, etc. So these similarities in the morphological characters indicate that their origin must be same and they must have common ancestors. So these are the characteristics which are similar in all these organisms and they indicate the common ancestry, and this is known as morphological evidences. Similarly, the anatomical evidences. You can see the pictures here. This is human hand, cat's foreleg, then patagium of bat and flipper of whale. Now functions of all these organs are different. Human hand is used for lifting something, cat's forelegs is used in walking, then patagium of the bat is useful in flying, whereas the flipper of whale is useful in swimming. So functions are different, but if you look at the structure of bones and the bony joints in organs of all these animals, you can find the similarities. Here you can find these are the joints, so they are similar in all these organisms like this. So these similarities indicate that all these organisms may have common ancestor. So this is anatomical evidences. So first was morphological, second was anatomical. Third is vestigial organs, and we have talked about it in the introduction of the evolution. What are vestigial organs? Degenerated or underdeveloped useless organs of organisms. Means they are present in the body but they are not used in the body. They are not well developed in the body. Such organs are known as vestigial organs. In living organisms, sudden development of new tissues and organs for living in changing environment is not possible. It's a very slow and gradual change. So a specific structure in the body is useful under certain situation, but it can be useless or even harmful in some other organism. such structure will begin to degenerate, but it will take thousands of years for that structure to disappear. So these organs can be seen in different phases of disappearance in different animals. So they are called vestigial organ. For example, appendix in human being, that is means it is attached to large intestine, this small tube, this is called appendix. It is useless in human, but it is fully functional in ruminants like the cows and buffaloes. Similarly, muscles of ear pinna, that means the movement of ear, the voluntary movement of ear is possible in monkeys, in cats, dogs, etc., but they are useless in human. So the muscles in ear pinna are also vestigial in human being. Similarly, tailbone is vestigial in human being because humans don't have a tail, but there is a bone there from which the tail starts. There are wisdom teeth which are useful to tear the flesh. They are vestigial in human being. Similarly, body hair are also vestigial in human being. So these are the examples of vestigial organ, namely appendix, muscles of ear pinna, tailbone, wisdom teeth, and the body hairs. These are the 5 examples. These are the 5 organs which are vestigial, useless, or they are degenerated, they are not well developed in human being, but they are functional in some other organism. Here are the diagrams of all this. This is appendix. Then here we have the ear muscles which are non-functional. The last 4 teeth, they are called wisdom teeth. They are also vestigial, and this tailbone. So these are the 5 examples of vestigial organs in human beings. So vestigial organs are also an evidence of evolution. That means human, ruminant animals, then carnivores, then animals like monkey, they all had a common ancestry, and that's why human beings still have these vestigial organs. Next is paleontological evidences. Large number of organisms get buried due to disasters like flood, earthquake, volcano, etc. So remnant and impression of such organism, as can be seen in these photographs, they are called fossils. So study of fossils is an important aspect of study of evolution. Now when these fossils are found, then their age can be determined by a method called carbon dating method. How this carbon dating method works? Now carbon has 2 isotopes. One is carbon 12, which is non-radioactive isotope, and the other is carbon 14, which is radioactive isotope. So when an organism is dead, then after that organism doesn't consume any carbon. So in that dead body, carbon 14 is continuously, it undergoes its radioactive decay. So carbon 14 is decayed, whereas carbon 12, its percentage remains constant. So if we compare carbon 12 and carbon 14, the carbon 14 percentage will go on decreasing, whereas the carbon 12 percentage will remain constant. So if you find a ratio between carbon 14 and carbon 12, it can give you the time passed since the death of the plant or animal, and this method is called carbon dating. So it is used in paleontology and anthropology for determining the age of fossils and manuscripts. Once the age of the fossil is determined, it becomes easy to deduce the information about the other erstwhile organisms. So from the carbon dating, it seems that vertebrates have been slowly originated from invertebrates. So you can see how the development of organisms took place. Similarly, there were invertebrates on the earth, then there were pisces, followed by amphibia, reptiles, finally aves and mammals. So this is the paleontological evidence. Then we have connecting links. You can see this is a duckbill platypus, lungfish and peripatus. These three organisms, they are very peculiar organisms. Some plants and animals show morphological characters which they can be related to two different groups. These characters are known as connecting links. For example, peripatus. Peripatus has characters like segmented body, thin cuticle and parapodia-like organs. Similarly, these animals show tracheal respiration and open circulatory system. Now these first three characters, namely segmented body, thin cuticle and parapodia-like organ, they are the characteristic of annelids. Whereas this tracheal respiration and open circulatory system, they are the character of arthropods. So peripatus can be considered as a connecting link between annelids and arthropods. Similarly, duckbill platypus lay eggs like reptiles but show the relationship with mammal due to the presence of mammary glands and hairs, body hairs. So that duckbill platypus can be considered as a connecting link between reptiles and mammals. Lungfish perform respiration with lungs like amphibian, irrespective of being fish. So that is a connecting link between reptiles and amphibian. So this is one of the evidences of evolution, the connecting link, the peculiar organism which shows the properties of different phyla or different species like this. Last is embryological evidences. The comparative study of developmental stages of various vertebrate show very similar organizations in their initial stages of development. So here you can see the embryos of fish, salamander, tortoise, chicken, pig, cow, rabbit and man. In the initial stages you can see that all these, they are very similar to each other. So these similarities in the initial stages indicate the common origin of all these animals. Hence we have seen that the evidences of evolution, we can quickly revise all the evidences. First were the morphological evidences, and in the morphological evidences we saw similarity in the outward characteristics. Then we saw the anatomical evidences which showed the similarities in the internal characteristics, followed by vestigial organs, that is the degenerated and underdeveloped useless organ in human beings which are still functional in other organisms. Then we saw the paleontological evidences, that is evidences of the fossils and the carbon dating method which can give us the timeline of the evolution. Finally, then the connecting links, they are the examples of organisms which are the connecting link between different kind of organisms, and the embryological evidences. All the organisms, they have very similar embryos in their initial stages of development. So these are the 6 evidences of evolution.